Welcome to Darker Things, the sins that dives into the chilling depths of history's most disturbed events and personalities.
So, welcome back to another episode of Darker Things, where we dive into history's most disturbing events, personalities, and in the future, urban legends. Today we continue our focus on John Wayne Gacy, the Killer Clown. Up to this point, we have talked about his early childhood and what may have happened to contribute to him choosing to enter the dark. We also touched briefly on his first marriage. And when we last left, we talked about how he could scratch and itch to mess with little boys. And we said we were going to talk about the aftermath of that on this episode. Well, John Wayne Gacy, of course, got arrested. The main reason how that happened was there was a young man who he invited to his home, and they watched pornography, they drank a little, and they were going to shoot some pool, and Gacy got frisky, got a little bit more of that itch to scratch, was feeling happy, and decided very unexpectedly to try to force himself upon the young man by putting that young man laid out on the pool table and attempting to have his way with him. That young man escaped. The parents reported it. Gacy was arrested. End of marriage, end of management career, and a one-way ticket to the big house.
And I would be doing a serious disservice by mentioning the fact that in addition to all those things that John Wayne Gacy lost, he also lost the respect and acknowledgement of his father that he was an upstanding, contributing citizen to society. Now, John Wayne Gacy would be sentenced to 10 years in Anamosa Prison in Iowa. He would be able to lie about why he was there and say that he was only sentenced there for showing pornography to underage boys, mentioning nothing of his attempt to molest the boys. So he was able to reinvent himself and become a premier citizen of another community, this time as its premier clique.
A man of some authority here. What's the wager?
Well, I'm first cook in the kitchen, and I run the morning meal and the afternoon meal in the kitchen.
John, how long have you been here?
I've been here now a year and about...
So, clearly, even though John Wayne Gacy has attempted to reinvent himself, the disappointment and the unacceptance of his father is still prevailing. Also, John Wayne Gacy is dealing with being a closeted homosexual. His dad has already told him that he basically considers him a word that was listed there on the screen, but I really don't want to say, as it's derogatory. So John Wayne Gacy's dad clearly had a problem with his homosexuality. And to be honest, Gacy's inability to be out of the closet and accept his homosexuality caused problems for him too. You see, Gacy had an issue with someone who was out of the closet. His name was Connect. You're going to hear about his problem with Mr. Connect from one of his friends while he was incarcerated. That's Gacy's friend.
Mr. Connect and some of his friends were in the lower yard of the prison playing basketball, and the ball got loose and went rolling past John. And John got the ball and threw it as hard as he could. And Connect, not showing a lot of good judgment, then said, missed me, now you gotta kiss me. And John went after it. Just for a second, I think I saw just a glimpse of what his victims saw at the end of their lives, because he had every intention of going after Gary Connect and hurting him badly or killing him.
He had a small little sign that he wore that was very much like the name tags that the employees wore, which said John Gacy, first cook. He kind of got himself ingratiated into the system. He was very responsible, very adult in his style. He was older than the average inmate. He was able to try to develop a position, and he was pretty successful in doing that.
So clearly, Gacy's now become a model prisoner. And as a result of him being able to reinvent himself, he's given special privileges in the kitchen. He's trying to recover his sense of identity. Maybe even think of himself a little bit more above his fellow inmates. However, something's going to happen while he's locked up that kind of causes him to crash for a little bit. That would be the death of his father.
We were sitting in the lower yard in the card playing area when a guard came down and got John and took him up to the security office. When I saw him again the following morning in the chow hall, he was a wreck.
So when Gacy's father passed away in 1969, Gacy did become a wreck. Largely in part because, if you think about it, there's finality here. He isn't going to have a chance to make amends with his dad on all the bad stuff he had. He's never going to get that acceptance that he wants from his dad, that he had and lost. Well, that's probably going to impact him further down the line, even after he's released. Well, John Wayne Gacy will go on to get released from prison, and as he does, that whole cook thing he did in prison, no, he's going to take that with him outside the prison walls. He's going to be a cook primarily in his community, and he's going to take up residence with his mom. His dad has passed away, and his mom needs a little company. Besides, his mom was the one who gave him most of the love and affection. Seems like he might be on a path to redemption, a path to success. But no. See, John Wayne Gacy is going to be requesting from his parole officer a special privilege to operate and run his own business in the evening when he's not doing it as a cook. And the business he's going to call is Painting, Decorating, and Maintenance, PDN. And that's going to be the link in the chain for what everyone becomes to know Gacy as the Killer Clown. However, we're going to discover that in our next video. Now guys, if you've liked what you've seen today, if you like the quality of the content, I would request you go ahead and give us that like, a comment, and please subscribe so you don't miss any more of history's most disturbing events, personalities, and urban legends. Until next time, I'm the host, Doug Duncan, reminding you that once you enter the dark, you may never be the same.